Hello there, I'm going to bring you more video game recommendations due to high demand. We have some new titles to review. I have the old classics there. I'm going to focus my attention on this shelf here. I'm going to visit some N64 titles. The first one being there, Diddy Kong Racing, a classic game for the 64, published by Rare, who really were at the top of their game when you think about titles such as GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, Blast Corps, and who remembers Killer Instinct? Okay, now back to Diddy Kong Racing. It's essentially a racing game with an overarching plot. The main island has been invaded by a space bully called Wizpig. There he is. And the local animals band together in order to defeat him. Now this is essentially done by winning races, collecting balloons and unlocking new tracks which ultimately lead you to Wizpig. Now some of the characters you can choose from in the game include Diddy Kong himself, who is a good all-rounder. You have Bumper the Badger, Timber the Tiger, whose island the game is set on. You have Pipsy the Mouse, and you also have Tip-Top the Turtle there. As for the vehicles in the game, it's not just limited to cars. You have the notoriously difficult to control hovercraft and the aeroplane there. Okay, shall we have a little look at the box? Okay, so you can see some of the characters there. The main antagonist and protagonist, only for 64. Now this was a single or up to 4-player multiplayer, compatible with the Rumble pack and controller pack there. Okay, there was Rare's logo. From the side, Wizpig there. You have Taj the Genie there, one of your allies in the game. On the back you have some gaming and sequence footage. There are the balloons that essentially open new tracks in different environments. This is a 4-player split screen image there in one of the snowy worlds, and there is Wizpig. Okay, now it says this game blends both adventure and racing elements to become a truly unique game. Roam anywhere you want on the island by car, plane or hovercraft. Okay. An enormous selection of single player and multiplayer modes. And let's just show you inside. There is the cartridge. We have the original instruction booklet there. Just a little bit of story. Gaming controls. And just a little bit of basics. Okay, we have that Pipsy the Mouse, I believe. Tip-Top the Turtle there. Okay. So that's Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, the next title, again, comes from the 64. Right, the next title is from the 64. Let's bring it to the 4. You have Mission Impossible 64. Now this was one game I quite enjoyed playing in the 90s. It was an action-adventure whereby Jim Phelps deploys IMF agents to put a stop to the terrorists' nefarious intentions. Now the levels were pretty interesting, but player controls were fairly slow. Now with that said, I did enjoy completing the somewhat unusual objectives, and the uniqueness of the game puts it quite high up on my list of favourite 64 titles. Let's have a little look at the box. Okay, so one of the developers / publishers was Ocean. You have the bright red front cover with the world map there. Okay, again, compatible with the Rumble Pack, which you just slot into the back of the controller. And there is some gaming footage. I remember this scene from the movie. So we have Jim Phelps there, interrogating somebody. Some sniper footage. And with this game you could switch from first person to third person perspective. And down here it says, an explosive arsenal of high-tech weapons and gadgetry. Super smart AI adversaries, they will track you down. A pulse pounding mixture of action and intelligence, interchangeable third to first person viewpoints. Player supported by backup IMF members there. Alright. And let's show you inside. Now this cartridge is still contained in the crinkly plastic wrapper there. Okay, and we have an instruction booklet there. So not only do we have the game, we have all elements from box to instructions. A little bit about the main menu there, and controls there. Nothing of significance. It's a game you may want to acquire based on my recommendation. Right, now that leaves us with the classic title here. If you haven't played this one, then you're really missing out. Ranking very high on the list of all-time best 64 titles is The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Now with that said, you're probably going to beat me up because I never played Majora's Mask, which I believe came after the Ocarina of Time. But I will try and acquire a copy of Majora's Mask for the gaming channel. Now the Ocarina of Time was released around 1998. It's an action-adventure fantasy with fascinating worlds to explore and a solid plot. Now, character controls were good, but they could have been a little bit smoother, in my opinion, compared to, say, that of GoldenEye. Now, this game was actually published by Nintendo themselves. You play as Link as you progress by exploring worlds, completing side quests, and essentially collecting various tunics, weapons, and growing into the game. Now the Ocarina's significance is centred around Link's ability to learn new melodies, which he can then play to teleport to previously visited locations. Okay, there's the back of the box. Now I really don't want to give too much away if you haven't played this classic. You only have to look at the scores and reviews when it was released to see how highly this game was regarded. The front doesn't really give too much away. You have your shield, Hyrule shield, and sword there. Again, adding to the immersiveness, you could use the Rumble Pack. And looking at the gaming images, you have some what looks like shields there. You have the bazaars in the village. Hyrule Field, an expansive open world to explore. And maybe Hyrule Castle there. Right. So Link has to defeat the forces of evil. Okay, and some of the bullet points. The latest instalment of Miyamoto's classic adventure series, 256 megs of intensive action-packed gaming, incredible visuals, and a powerful orchestral soundtrack. Game progress is saved to the cartridge. Right, so this is one you really want to try and get your hands on. Okay, quite an expansive instruction booklet there. There is the cartridge. Okay, so one of the best 64 games you will find. Okay, so moving on, but sticking with Nintendo, in the original video games recommendation video, some of you did get your knickers in a twist, because I didn't reveal some of the Wii titles, which I enjoyed back in the early 2000s. So let's have a little look what we have. You all know about Mario Kart, or just Mario Kart Wii. Okay, just showing the items of collection, new items, over 30 courses. You had carts, bikes, and you could choose your own Mii as a racer there. Okay, you'll find footage of this, of me playing this on the gaming channel. Alright, so we have the addictive Mario Kart Wii there. And again, repeating the pattern, but on the Wii, the Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess there. Just as good as the Ocarina of Time on the 64. Some gaming footage there. Okay, single player. Attach the nunchuk to the remote. Okay, you can fire projectiles with precision simply by aiming at the screen with the pointer. Swing the Wii remote and Nintendo nunchuk to wield your sword and shield there. Okay, so another classic you need to play. Coming with the Wii purchase was Wii Sports. Had many hours of fun on this one. Okay, particularly playing the baseball and tennis. Bowling and golf was quite interesting, but never did any boxing. So we had 5 sports you could play, as listed there. You'll need plenty of room to play this game, right? And it's actually a very good cardio workout. 4 players there can play together. Okay. Just going to show you a couple of titles that I haven't played yet. Purchase, they're still in the wrapper. Need for Speed Undercover, so if you've played this, just let me know your thoughts. And then we have Transformers. And let me know your thoughts if you played this. Still in the wrapper. And there is some gaming footage for you and a little bit of further information. Now, one game I did have but didn't play much, which brought together Sega and Nintendo, was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, based around the 2008 Beijing Games. Didn't play it much, but I remember it being a very good cardiovascular workout. Yeah, further information there. Okay. Okay, if you're looking for long games that are very fun and you want to play with a partner, may I recommend the Lego series of games. I've had hours of fun playing these, fairly addictive. Ranking quite highly was DC supervillains, Harley Quinn, Joker and Flash. A little bit of gaming information there. You will enjoy that one. Marvel Superheroes there. Another good one. Not as good, in my opinion, as Marvel Superheroes 2. This was the superior title of those two. Okay, so it's 18 action-packed locations across Chronopolis. Beautiful world. You'll really enjoy exploring the locations. Great missions, you'll have a lot of fun. And up to 2 players there. Another addictive one was The Hobbit. That is very captivating. Further details there. Okay, we have the Harry Potter collection there. Not one of the best titles in my opinion. Haven't played much of Marvel Avengers. It's a recently acquired one, but we'll get into that very shortly. There's the characters, or some of the characters: Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man and Thor. And then we have the Xbox 360 title, Jurassic World. Okay, that's quite enjoyable. Okay, sticking with Xbox, but moving back to Xbox One. I'm sure you've all had a go on these, or seen them. Assassin's Creed Origins was a fabulous one. You play as Bayek of Suwa, exploring ancient Egypt, and as with any Assassin's Creed, a lot of gore, killing, missions to complete, locations to discover. And we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey there. This is exploring ancient Greece. As you know, lots of weapons, levelling up, missions to complete, locations to discover, and people to slay. Alright. Moving to PlayStation 2. Some addictive games here. You'll remember the Need for Speed franchise. Very addictive games. We have Pro Street there. My favourite of the Need for Speeds was most wanted. And then the classic as a Final Fantasy enthusiast, Final Fantasy X. There we go. Set in the magical world of Spira, which is under threat from sin, an evil entity that unleashes havoc, terror and destruction. Don't really need to tell you how Final Fantasy games work. Here's a battle scene. Okay. There is Tidus, the main protagonist, who is a blitzball superstar. And there is Yuna, I believe. Some classic Borderlands titles here. 3. And the Handsome Jack collection there. Unique artwork in these games. There's a little bit of information on Borderlands 3. Okay, the Tomb Raiders we discussed previously. Unplayed game here, which we'll get into shortly, Red Dead Redemption 2. Quite enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. It was there, played that a few years ago. And then we just have the popular Minecraft here. Quite a bit of gaming footage on this on the gaming channel, if you're interested. I'd like to explore various new worlds in forthcoming videos. Okay. Don't need to say much more about Minecraft. And just the rare replays over here.